So I've been having this coolant leak on this 2015 GMC Sierra 1500. It's the 4.3, and I've been noticing coolant leaking down here underneath the tire, dripping from there, and also dripping right there. And it's been ongoing for a couple months now, and I've been using a bottle to constantly fill this reservoir tank. I replaced the clamp at the bottom of here, thinking that's where the leak was coming from. A common leak that people say are these heater core hoses that go in there, but it's not leaking from there either. So I stuck a camera from my phone on the bottom of this reservoir tank, and I saw a drip coming from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this, and hopefully that solves the issue. I got a new one right there. It's about $65, so not too bad. And it's just two 10mm bolts, one straight down there. That one's a bolt. This one's actually a nut straight down there. And then pliers to get these two clamps off, to get that clamp off, and that's it. I'm gonna take off this bar to make it easier. So these are 13mm. 1, 2, and 3. Take those three off, pop this off, then this whole thing should pop right out after I take the clamps off and the bolts. So if you want to put something down to try to catch some of the coolant, then you can, but if you have an issue like mine, you're not going to have a lot of coolant in there anyway. It will pour out of this hose, so you just prop it up like this, just to make sure more coolant doesn't pour out of there. But like I said, more of my coolant was in this area behind the battery, so that's why I figured it was coming from this reservoir here. There's a little clip that just clips it onto the back there. I was actually listening yesterday when I had the car running, and it sounded like you could hear air just seeping out, and it came from right where this was. So I'm gonna replace it, and hopefully that fixes it. All right, got it all in there, bolted down, clamps on. You could remove this air box to make it easier to access, but if you have an extension on your wrench, then you could still reach it pretty easily. All in all, it took about 20 minutes, so not a bad repair. Hope that helps somebody.